All right, what's going on, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Ooh, we got a good one today. I got a lot of interesting videos I think you guys are going to want to see, so make sure you stick around to the end so you don't miss anything. If you're new here and you want to show some support, don't forget to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, stuff like that. And that's enough talking. Things are about to get weird. Let's get right to the video.
And bad news for you, everyone. The LED bulbs, get them out of your house. I took it apart, and that light bulb has transistor, and it also have a, you will see what's in that bulb. This is out of the LED bulb I was telling you about. You see those transistors? They can monitor your information. This is a computer chip that they put in the LED bulb. It is dangerous. You need to get rid of all LED bulbs out of your house. They lied to us. They monitoring you, knowing what you say, what you do. It's a computer. They can control it. They can also make it explode and burn up your house if they wanted to. These things are dangerous. Get them out your house. You don't need them.
What do you guys think? You guys think they're spying on us through the light bulbs? I mean, they spy on us through about everything. I mean, light bulbs don't even sound too crazy anymore. But that thing does look like a little processor on there. So I am curious what all it's capable of.
Two photos here, and the first one looks normal. I'll show that to y'all. If you want to go ahead and show Chris the normal one, Maddie.
Okay.
Just a normal photo.
Kids in a kitchen.
Nothing's happening. Everything's just chill. Definitely no entities. Right?
Right.
No entities in that. If you scroll down.
Oh.
Nope.
We have this
That.
crazy stuff. There should be a zoomed in. Is there a zoomed in photo?
That's so creepy.
That's some ring stuff going on right there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like you can see the hair.
Smile,
right.
right? It's smiling, and it's hair.
It's like,
and it even
you can
it's
see
long black hair.
The fact that she's covering her ear, she does not look happy.
No,
she's
she
the
does.
only one in there that's not having a good time and looking directly at the camera.
Right.
Maybe she's hoping the camera's capturing whatever's talking to her.
Maybe I would say that in the demon that was in the boxing ring.
Yeah, that's what it gives.
It does.
It gives demon in the boxing ring.
Why does it kind of look like the sun? That is cool.
Even the animals are acting strange and looking for something. We'll come right back to that. This behind me is just for attention. It has nothing to do with the video. Completely irrelevant. Is there anyone else in the Midwest and on the East Coast that has not been able to sleep for 3 nights in a row? I saw in the comments there are many of us, so if you're going through it, you're not alone. I'm really clueless to what's going on, and we've been having these geomagnetic crazy massive storms showing the aurora down in South Carolina. Every single month for a year straight. And before this, never. Very rare. Now, why are all the sheep on these solar panels in the middle of a field? It seems like they're looking for something that the solar panels, seem to collect. And look at this overcast. Even when the sun's out and it's a blue sky and there's no clouds at all or anything, it's almost like there's a 24/7 haze that wasn't there when I was a kid. This video is also for attention. Look at these cool clouds, you guys. I believe that this video and this video were taken on the same day. But I'll tell you what, if I don't sleep for another whole night, I'm gonna lose my freaking mind. Supposedly, a UFO moved a shooting star. Y'all are not gonna believe what I found in this video. I'm telling y'all, it's absolutely insane. You know how sometimes the Bible will describe an angel looking like certain animals? Before we get to the absolutely amazing part, we're seeing these shooting stars all over the place. I'll show you one in New Zealand in 1 minute. But right here, people were saying that the UFO was moving the shooting star, which did fall somewhere on the ground and they can't find it. Shooting star, meteorite? No way. Fallen angel? Yeah. Telling you it's crazy. 1 second. This is the one that just happened in New Zealand. It looks a lot different than your ordinary meteor. Look at that thing. What is that? By the way, not related, the same exact color as the Devil's Comet we saw at the time of the eclipse. The devil. And this shooting star allegedly fell, so I wonder what weird thing is going to happen in Mexico City very soon. Watch, bookmark it, come back, I'm always right with these things. Now the ridiculous part. So first I took the UFO that was near the shooting star and I enhanced it. Enhanced looks completely interdimensional. Blurry looks like Sirius and all the other stars in the sky when they're doing all that weird warpy stuff. Get ready. Do you see what I see right here? And TikTokers, you steal every single discovery I make, the MVPs are watching you. What is this? Can you see it? Can you see it now? It's a freaking lion, y'all. The UFO that moved the shooting star has the face of a lion. Remember at the beginning of the video how we're talking about how these stars have different faces, multiple faces of different animals? See, when I saw this video, I had spiritual intuition. Something was saying, look at this. And without the slowdowns and the enhancements, I wouldn't have noticed any of it. This is the blown up and enhanced thing so you can see the lion. And this right here was a completely separate form of it. I'll tell y'all what, I've made a ton of crazy discoveries as of lately. This right here is the biggest one.
Can whoever controls the difficulty settings for the simulation turn that down a little bit? Because turn it down to easy, because it feels like it's been on no lube for like 5 years. Also, if we could patch the resources, give that an update. Make some of them less expensive, that'd be nice. Nothing major, like mostly the food that we eat and the houses that we live in. It'd be cool if we brought that down just a
And the weather.
Just a hair. Make it a little more affordable.
So, this is my neighbor's tree. And this is my tree in my front yard. Notice how half of it has bloomed and the other half hasn't? Well, look at this. That is a 5G Rise broadband receiver. Think that's just a coincidence? I don't think so.
1, I don't know how I didn't know about this. 2, this is absolutely mind-blowing and nothing surprises me. The name of it is the absolute cherry on top. But sure enough, Ouroboros steak is cultivating steak from human cells and expired human blood. This is just the beast system revealing itself. Do-it-yourself kit. The kit would provide tools, instructions, and ingredients for users to cultivate their own steak from their own cells. Users would collect cells from the inside of their cheek and feed them with serum derived from expired donated blood.
Dude,
this
what?
is definitely a real thing. And naming it Ouroboros of all things is wild, because the Ouroboros is one of the most common used satanic symbolism we see. The serpent eating its tail, which represents infinity, eternity. Some could argue caught in Satan's loop. You see Neuralink use this symbol, which some could argue is the mark of the beast. We see Meta use this symbol as well, which would tie right in with it, because the metaverse, smart cities, what I believe Elon Musk refers to when he says we're going to Mars. The way everything prophetically ties together, I don't get how many people still don't see it.
And this probably from 200 to 300 time period, this is what they call the bloodstone. But back in these old days, they would use these things for certain things that come into the realm. And we're here at that timeline again. They already admit that so-called electronic blood is inside these supercomputers. Being cuprious oxide gemstone could hold the key to the quantum computers. Miners in these regions often interpret the presence of copper as a sign they were on track to uncovering abundant reserves of copper. Ancient civilizations believe it to be the blood of petrified remains. Giant's blood.
Udol gigante. This is obviously a creature. That is that tendon. This is the red bloody stuff.
So if you take this here, it's a cult within a cult, they say. St. Andrews University. They just finalized their agreement in 2024 for the massive supercomputer plan. And here's a school. It was founded in 1413. It's the third oldest university English-speaking one that we have in the world. We're talking thousands and thousands of years old. DNA supercomputer. The wires are actually DNA molecules that build circuits. This potentially here could be used as a biological key. Now we're talking about a supercomputer designed to access interdimensional gates, forgotten languages, ancestral consciousness, and even genetic passwords.
The key with the blood is they're able to access ancient knowledge of angelic technology.
Now that is crazy. I'm gonna have to do more research on this because I don't know much about it. But that just sounds so wild to me, like making a supercomputer out of giant's blood. Like, I wonder if it has to like crystallize, because like crystals hold memory, right? So I wonder if that's like how they're doing it. I don't know, but it sounds crazy if that's true.
So we were going on here by DC. There's this huge thing in the sky. It looks like maybe a crash landing. Helicopters are looking for something. I don't know what it is. Does anyone know what's going on outside of DC? What is this? What the heck is going down over here? I wonder if this is on the news or something.
This is crazy. They tried to Photoshop this image out. Concentration camp. I wonder if it really does that when you go to it though, because I haven't tried it, so I don't know. But I do know they tried to Photoshop this image out.
So we have all been aware of the situation with this location and what has been happening. And we're going to take a little trip. This is the front. And we're going to go down this side road because I got curious and I wanted to know where it went. And what it led me to, I think that's just like a water tank, but I was curious. So we go down this road and we keep going and we keep going. And eventually the little gray line stops and it's like the road ends. You go through some, you know, what looks to be like, okay, farmland, farmland, farmland. Some weird looking farmland, but okay, whatever. Don't know what they're growing. And then it just goes into this weird zigzag pattern, like we're trying to pretend there's nothing back here. What is that? What is that? What are those? And I'll zoom out in a minute and show you how far out off the beaten path this is and why it's not a farm area. And then I zoomed out a little more and saw a little bit of more road, and then I'm like, what is that? Oh. Hello? What is that? I don't, and then I'm gonna, what?
Yeah, something ain't right over there.
And then you zoom out and see that there is a direct line to that location, and how it is so far out there, there is no way in hell that is farmland. What's that? What is, hello? Who are you? Okay. Not my business.
So we all know how they love to drop little tidbits of truth, little bits of disclosure in movies. How long has Hollywood been doing that? How long has Hollywood been showing us little bits of the truth? Let's take a look at a small clip from this movie. The 1944 Judy Garland movie Meet Me in St. Louis, which is all about the 1904 St. Louis World's Fair. That would be this beautiful World's Fair. And in this video clip, you're going to hear her potentially talking about the mud flood. What better way to disclose truth about our last reset with the mud flood than in a movie involving the World's Fairs? Take a look at this clip, though, and let me know what you think in the comments.
Stop eating that spun sugar.
You spoil your dinner.
Papa, we saw the galaxy to the flood. Big waves came up and flooded the whole city. And when the water went back, it was all muddy and horrible, full of dead bodies.
Oh,
Oh, look! The Grandpa, they'll never tear it down, will they?
well, they'd better not.
Sadly, for this little girl and her grandpa, they did tear it down after only 6 months.
The timeline that I'm originally from had 52 states. Every time I talk about this, everyone's like, what are the other 2 states? What are the extra 2 states? I don't know what the extra 2 states are. When I was in this timeline, when I was given this information, I was in kindergarten. And I vividly remember that my kindergarten teacher, her name was Miss Lynn, she showed us a map in front of the class. And she was like, everyone, there are 52 states of America. And the last 2 states that were added were Alaska and Hawaii. I know I'm not the only one that was from this timeline, because there are people who are older than me. If you look it up in the TikTok search bar, they're like, yes, there was 52 states. And I can't, and a lot of people are like, okay, like, what are the other 2? Name one 5-year-old who can, like, honestly say what all the 50 states are in general today. Even now, I think I can give at least 43, 44. I'm going to miss the last 5. But yeah, that's kind of like a name a fun fact about you. And I'm like, oh, I'm from this timeline.
All right, she's not tripping because I also learned that in school. I remember learning there was 52 states. And then I asked my mom, and she only remembers 50. So how many states do you guys remember? Because I could swear I learned 52 in school.
Scientists claim to have discovered a new color that no one has ever seen before. This study used a laser to stimulate only M cones, because generally when light hits our eyes, it stimulates all the cones. But when they stimulated only one of the cones that we have in our eyes, they would make the brains of people see color that has never been seen before. And they named this color Olo for some reason, which you can't see unless you do this specific experiment. But like, this is something that is a pretty big breakthrough, because you know it really sort of challenges how our brains and our eyes combine to see the world that we live in.
How crazy would it be if they were actually trafficking humans in that truck right now, and they just like put that sign on there to like throw us off?
That'd be real
These
crazy.
are the stupid things I think about on a daily basis.
You should probably search it.
Y'all, I was just in the bathroom of a truck stop, minding and doing my own business, when I hear over the intercom like this voice come on, this woman's voice. And at first I can't really make it out, and I think maybe it's like announcing showers or something for the truckers. And then I hear very clearly, if you're an FBI agent that's died since 1988, please return to North Mexico.
Nah.
I'm sorry, what? Long pause, followed by, if you're an FBI agent that's died since 1988, please return to North Mexico. I almost ran out of the stall with pee running down my leg, y'all, because what is happening in Muldrow, Oklahoma? Ghosts?
So, some piece of you-know-what decided that they're going to go around last night chopping down trees all over downtown LA.
That's why.
Grand right before you get down to 5th. There's a bunch more up there by the Wells Fargo Center. I saw it in South Park as well. It's disgusting.
We're already running low on trees.
This retired officer that I talked to went on record to expose real-life zombie drill.
Was there any specific way that they said that this virus or pandemic would come to be?
No. No. It was set up to go in, detain, round up survivors, and then put them in a location, and basically they were hooded and taken away. And then you're going down a hallway, or you're clearing a building, or clearing streets, and the infected, which looked like zombies from the movie, they made contact with you. You were now infected. And they told us how the spread of this virus would be by saliva and or blood. You
Just
know,
like the
they
movies.
just talked about like an event that could destabilize a large population, to basically turn its people on itself, kind of like rabies. So I'm kind of wondering, is this like a weaponized rabies?
Been seeing. Remember those diploid masses that look like small eggs found in the weird fall chemtrails fallout sample from Dr. Jane Ruby? Well, I've been incubating the sample. Guess what? They're hatching. Look at this picture close up. You can see this little black speckle with like 2 eggs separated from each other. This was in the fallout of the fog. And then on the other picture, you see 2 bigger looking sacs. And there was also formation of bubbles showing oxygen. Life forms need oxygen, and this is the really disturbing one. It looks like some type of embryo. Look at this thing. It has a head, it looks like it has a tail, it has the body. What are you seeing there? On this one, he says it was a white mold, and you can see this embryo looking thing in the back. Now I'll put this close together, and it looked like a genetically modified human embryo. I'm not saying that's what it is, but if you're looking on screen right now, please tell me, what do you think you're seeing? Everybody's family has to know this. This is disgusting.
All right, now I know I'm not the only one that's played out a zombie apocalypse in their head before. So like if it happens, like I already know what I'm gonna do. So I ain't really too worried about that. But like that stuff in the fog, like what are they dropping on us? Like come on now. What is that thing?
I think I could guess how the next pandemic might start, y'all. All because of this. We are literally one mistest away from eating poison for dinner. The FDA just shut down food safety quality checks, y'all. Not paused it, not reduced it, but shut it down completely. They said they're doing this because of staff cuts. So you mean to tell me the people that make sure our food is at a good quality and it's not carrying around no diseases, it's gone? Just like that, gone. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. You literally need to watch what you eating at this point. Because if they not even gonna tell us what's going on because they're gone, who's gonna tell us? You gotta tell yourself now. Make sure y'all washing y'all food, everything. This year do not feel real. It feel like a damn movie, y'all. Am I the only one feeling like that? Am I tripping? They will not tell you if the food is gonna be recalled or anything. So that means a lot of people might be taking trips to the ER. So y'all, enjoy your next bite. But don't be surprised if your stomach start turning upside down, flipping around and doing the dirty. I need y'all to tag somebody down below who's still eating gas station sushi. They need to see this.
No.
Comment down
Not at
below
all.
if this scare you. And hit that like button if you think they trying to set something up.
Breaking news, and this video is for entertainment purposes only, TikTok. Hong Kong has said they are stopping all postal service to the United States. What does this mean for the United States? Well, the nurses are saying now that the hospitals could start to close as early as next week.
Next week? Huh?
Is y'all listening? The hospitals are saying that they could start to have to shut down as early as next week because they get like 98% of all medical supplies from China. And Hong Kong said there will be no supplies, no shipping, no postal, no nothing to the United States. Do you know what that will do to our infrastructure? We here now. And if an agreement ain't reached, it's no turning back. If we go 2 weeks without any shipments from China, we screwed. We screwed McDuck. We fricasseed, barbecue, filet, flambe. We might well put ourselves in the oven and turn it on rotisserie. I'm trying to tell you, the nurses is in full-blown panic mode. They are stressing the fact without those packages from Hong Kong, their medical supplies, lives could be lost. Infrastructure will go down, and hospitals will be forced to close.
At this point, I'm very concerned. Now, I'm not sure if this is true. Definitely needs to be on the For You page. Because if this is currently happening, this is not a good look for anybody, even myself. You let me know in the comment section if this is accurate, or is he lying?
Pay attention, boys and girls, because here's something that's going to slide under the radar because nobody really pays attention, I guess, except me. In front of the U.S. Supreme Court today, the Trump administration argued that they can arrest anyone at any time for any reason, whether they're a citizen or non-citizen, and ship them overseas to a prison outside of the United States. Now, they're talking about Venezuela, but they're saying they can do it at any time, anywhere, to any prison in the world outside of the U.S. for any reason they want. And the courts have no jurisdiction to stop them. This is what the Solicitor General of the United States argued in court today in front of the Supreme Court.
Holy shit. This in the middle of the street like that?
Let me tell y'all a true story. Peace up and watch this video to the end. Check this out. This video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's go.
I'm just casually watching video I filmed today.
Okay.
And I have so many questions to push.
No way. Come on. It's not a game. Shh. Shut up. Don't say it. Those are just rims. Shh. Shut up. Stop playing with me, son. This video is for entertainment purposes only. I don't know what that guy was talking about. Those were just some Porsche rims. And to be honest with you, Porsche is my favorite car, and those rims were fire. Shh. Shut up. You see what it is, guys. Get ready. There's so many hidden things. So many hidden things. And in due time, people start to see things that they never saw before. Stop playing with me, son. It's not a game on here, guys. And you know what time it's in. Shh. Shut up. Let's not forget. Isn't Porsche made in... Stop playing with me, son. It's getting real out here, guys. And you know what time it's in. But I tell you one thing, if I ever see a Porsche in the streets and I see it rolling and I see that same sign, bro, it's just rims, like you over exaggerated.
I heard the Volkswagen one is like that too.
As we continue to watch this unfold, truly historic
Who is
in
that?
nature right there.
Yeah, I think it's interesting you're seeing the former speakers of the House there, McCarthy, Boehner, and Gingrich. So that's all.
I don't understand
Not
why
at all.
everybody's talking about this. I spotted this yesterday, but there is a hot air balloon that has traveled from South Dakota and is almost to the Bahamas.
Scroll down on the left.
It is a balloon. This is what it is. It doesn't tell me where it's from, but it says it's at 62,000 feet, and it has been at that the entire way, because it shows it by color. So it's like, this is where it started getting really high, and then it just stayed that high all the way across the entire United States. I spotted it yesterday whenever it was over here in this area, and now it is the middle of the ocean.
Welcome, family. Emerging from beneath the clouds, our mechanical sky reveals itself, tracks winding and gears interlinking. As we pan to the right, the blue of the sky becomes dominant. Our perception would have us believe we are staring into an empty space, when in fact, the same tracks create the illusion of the empty space you see. Now, take this into consideration while we examine the next clip. The most advanced piece of technology you will ever experience in your lifetime, the Sky Machine. As we discussed in the previous clip, your perception will have you believe you are staring into empty space, but there is no space left empty. A mechanism virtually unknown and alien to humanity sits above our heads, and its job is to simulate the sky we see. Behind the scenes shows us real evidence that our world was created by something far greater than we can comprehend. Now, I want you to look. Remember what I told you previously. There is no empty space. Do you truly believe your governments are capable of this? Can you deny we are in containment after seeing what is right in front of your eyes? You now know why the airplanes you see in the sky are holograms and not real. I have made countless videos showing you all why we have the trails in the sky left by the airplanes, but even though I have proved it to a lot of you, some still remain using the term chemtrails. No doubt I will hear the same programming in the comments. The powers that be have gone to great lengths to assure you do not know the truth, and even the ones that believe they are woke are still under the spell. You have been manipulated on a quantum level, leading you to believe you reside within 3 dimensions. In fact, it's always been 4. We perceive 3 dimensions, but reside in 4. The extra dimension we reside in, but do not perceive, is where things happen that are difficult to comprehend. I will leave you with some food for thought. If there were no reflective surfaces in this world, you would not know what you look like. You would only have an idea. One love.
Alright, he can't be talking about every plane, because I mean, people fly every day. I've been on a plane before, so I know, like, those ones ain't holograms. I think he's just strictly talking about the ones that leave trails behind. That's what I'm guessing. But I do think our sky and what we see up above us is a higher dimension, and we can't really perceive what it is fully.
For some reason, this comment triggered a chain of thoughts, which sent me down a rabbit hole, and I found some stuff. Before I get into it, you're right. Real food, real people. Are they mocking us? Anyway, since a hamburger is #1 in America, I started off by looking up all the definitions of ham. And #2, the backs of the thighs, or the thighs and buttocks. He squatted down on his hams. What's really bizarre about that, and maybe I'm batshit crazy, but it's served on something called buns, which is a nickname for buttocks. And then I couldn't help but notice what they look like. I can't be the only one who sees it. Is this more mocking? Aside from that, what's strange is it's said that the term hamburger derived from Hamburg, Germany, while others say it originated in the US. Or it's more mockery. Let's talk about chicken. I get it, the breast, the thighs, the legs, the wings, but fingers? Because chickens don't have fingers. And apparently chicken fingers got their name because they resemble a human finger. However, they don't. Is it more mockery? Also notice how in the movies throughout the years, whenever referring to cannibalism, they always say it tastes like chicken. Meant to be funny. Maybe not as funny as you think. Might as well jump over to some symbolism while we're on chicken. I see more double C symbolism in this logo. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe the star placement is a coincidence also. Hard to rule out symbolism considering it has this in it too, which is a symbol I've talked about in a previous post. And since we began with what's in fast food restaurants, how about Arby's having this in their window?
Oh, come on now, Arby's. That's not cool.
The largest piece of lab-grown chicken, complete with artificial veins, was grown by scientists in Japan using a new method. The researchers made a bioreactor that functioned like a circulatory system by using 50 hollow fibers acting like veins to distribute nutrients and oxygen to the meat. The 2.7-inch wide piece of chicken was not made using food-grade materials.
Hey guys, so I know I'm not the only one that noticed this, but I slowed the video down and zoomed in, but look at her eye.
Looks really
Reptilian
glossy.
eye? Look at. Just watch how it transforms. And then her side profile turns into a completely different person. Look, right here. Like, who's that right there?
Look at that nose.
I slow this down per second. Watch again.
Yeah, that don't look right.
This
Something's
is where I
off.
zoomed in. Now watch. Who's that right there? What? Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Filter or her reptilian coming out?
Is that possible? How come I can see through Jeff's hand right there? How you guys doing, by the way? How come I can see through his hand right there? Look at his hand. That's not normal at all. Do you really think this is real? You realize that that's not possible though, right? Your hand making movements like that? You realize that's not possible? Your hand to make movements like that? And then to just see right through it, the white of the door? You're not allowed to do that. Do you know why they would intentionally make a video in space look fake? You guys tell me. You don't think the door being open might have just been a distraction? You could point out Jeff's other arm for me in this photo? It's not this one. That's Katie's arm. My name's Nightfall, by the way. I do this for educational and entertainment purposes.
Yo, where's his arm?
What's that say? Think about when they choose to start selling us things. When they think it's passable. That passable? The hands always give it away.
He's trying not to get banned. TikTok, you need to stop that. And TikTok's been on some bullshit lately. A lot of these content creators that are on TikTok, that's how they make their money to survive. And TikTok's just shadow banning them and banning their accounts. Like, to me, that's just not right. And every time I see somebody get banned, I put them in the video because I just don't like that type of stuff. But that's going to be it for the video today. If you made it all the way to the end, let me know what you think. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, or subscribe, you know, stuff like that. Make sure you guys stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.